Screams slice through the Arizona desert like something alive, pulling Sheriff Lane from his sleep. When he reaches the ranch, he finds cattle torn apart, ribs split open as if by blades, and a survivor trembling so violently he can barely speak. The man keeps repeating one sentence. It was invisible, something was there. Satellite images reveal strange heat signatures flickering across the Badlands, moving too fast to belong to humans or animals. When Lane examines the ground, he finds footprints old, heavy, and spaced too far apart for any known creature. The air feels wrong, like something watching from the heat, rippling horizon. Residents report seeing shimmering shapes jumping between cliffs at night. Military vans quietly arrive in town, sealing off the roads without explanation. Strange symbols begin appearing burned into rocks, like warnings carved by something intelligent. As night falls again, Sheriff Lane hears clicking sounds echoing from the desert sharp, cold, calculated. He raises his flashlight, but the beam hits nothing, and yet the feeling of being watched grows heavier, more suffocating. Something new has entered the Badlands, and it has already begun hunting. The Arizona sun rises over a chilling sight. An entire military convoy abandoned in the Badlands. Trucks sit with doors ripped clean off, metal bent and twisted like soft clay. Special forces move cautiously, weapons raised, trying to understand how highly trained soldiers vanished without firing a single shot. The radio crackles with static, and faint growls echo through the canyons, disappearing as quickly as they appear. When they review body cam footage, the last captured moment shows a shimmering silhouette dropping from above before the feed cuts out. As night arrives, the temperature plummets unnaturally fast. One soldier feels something brush past him, light as dust, but the sand around him shifts, as if something massive just moved by. Then it appears. A towering figure uncloaks, its armor glowing with alien symbols, mandibles spreading apart as it roars. The team opens fire, but bullets ricochet off its armor like pebbles. Chaos erupts. Soldiers split. Explosions shake the canyon, and thermal vision picks up multiple shapes, hunting them from all sides. Only 2 survivors manage to escape the canyon, sprinting toward their helicopter as clicking sounds echo behind them. The creature watches from the cliffs, cloaking itself again. The hunt has officially begun. Darkness swallows towns across New Mexico as power grids fail one by one, leaving streets cold, silent, and vulnerable. People vanish from locked homes, leaving only clawed walls and trails of blood leading into the desert. A strange pattern appears burned into the ground near every disappearance, a circular symbol surrounded by jagged marks. Dr. Harper, a xenobiologist, studies the symbol and compares it with ancient cave drawings found in the Badlands decades earlier. The match is perfect. Something has been visiting Earth long before America ever existed. Harper realizes the creatures aren't attacking randomly. They're mapping the land, testing defenses, tracking human escape routes. Every blackout, every disappearance, every symbol marks territory like strategic chess moves. Military drones capture footage of heat signatures moving in synchronized formation, communicating with pulses of light invisible to human eyes. Harper warns the Pentagon that these creatures are not invaders. They are seasoned hunters preparing a battlefield. And America is the chosen hunting ground. When a town surveillance camera flickers back online, it captures a chilling image. A predator standing atop a water tower, lifting a human skull toward the moonlight. The message is clear. The hunt is expanding. Panic spreads as the military intercepts 3 unidentified ships entering Earth's atmosphere, landing silently across the American Southwest. People expect an attack, but nothing happens for hours until night falls. Then the predators release their second wave. Entire neighborhoods lose power simultaneously, plunging streets into pitch black darkness. Families try to flee in cars, but engines die as if drained by an unseen force. Shimmering figures leap across rooftops, stalking from above with surgical precision. Bullets vanish into the dark, hitting nothing. Emergency sirens malfunction, turning into distorted screams echoing through the night. At a gas station, security cameras catch a terrifying scene. A predator uncloaks behind a fleeing man, grabs him with one hand, and disappears into thin air. Across states, cities fall into chaos. Military outposts report being breached by invisible enemies. The clicking grows louder, spreading through suburbs and farmlands like a signal calling others. People huddle in basements, whispering prayers as something massive moves outside their doors. A predator ship opens, releasing creatures larger and more armored than the ones before. America witnesses its longest, darkest night, one where humanity realizes bullets, walls, and lights mean nothing against the perfect hunters stalking them. Authorities reopen an abandoned Cold War bunker hidden deep in the Dakota Badlands. Known only as Site Echo 7, the base was sealed after a mission in the 1970s that was wiped from history. Inside, they uncover horrifying evidence: predator skulls stored in glass cases, broken helmets, and ancient recordings of soldiers fighting creatures identical to the ones attacking today. Someone knew this war would return. Dr. Harper discovers classified footage showing a past predator queen leading an invasion decades ago. The government covered it up, fearing national panic. Harper pleads for a new strategy. Human weapons alone cannot defeat these hunters. The president authorizes Project Ironpoint, a secret program designed to reverse, engineer predator armor, cloaking technology, and targeting systems. Engineers work day and night, attaching alien tech to human suits, building energy weapons capable of piercing predator armor. Soldiers volunteer for missions, knowing survival chances are slim. But as they test the prototypes, seismic activity shakes the bunker. Something underground is waking up. Motion sensors detect massive life forms tunneling beneath the Badlands. Harper realizes with horror that the predators didn't come alone. They brought a queen capable of breeding an entire army. And she's already building her nest. Project Ironpoint launches its first mission as elite soldiers equipped with hybrid predator, human tech infiltrate the desert nests. Cloaked and armed with energy, enhanced rifles, they move silently through tunnels carved into canyon walls. Inside, they find rows of eggs pulsating with sickening life, their shells glowing with alien warmth. The deeper they go, the stronger the stench of blood and metal becomes. They discover the truth. The queen is not just nesting. She is preparing for a full planetary takeover. Her body towers over them, armored with natural plating and embedded predator technology, her roar shaking the cavern. Before the team can plant charges, one soldier is seized by massive claws and dragged before the queen. She examines him with eerie intelligence, scanning him with glowing eyes as if evaluating prey. The team fights desperately to rescue him, unleashing stolen predator weapons. Explosions tear through the chamber, collapsing tunnels and destroying thousands of eggs. The team escapes with seconds to spare, carrying the traumatized soldier. But as they climb out of the nest, they see dozens of predators gathering on the canyon ridges, watching, waiting, furious. The hunters have now become the hunted. War erupts across the Badlands as predators descend from cliffs, roaring in unison. The ground shakes with every leap, their cloaks flickering as missiles strike the canyon walls. American forces unleash everything: jets, tanks, drones. But the predators adapt instantly, dodging fire with inhuman reflexes. The Queen emerges from the dust, armored and colossal, marching toward the battlefield like a living tank. Her roar shatters windows miles away. The elite strike team reunites under fire, dodging plasma blasts tearing through rock and steel. They deploy iron-point weapons, hitting the predators with beams that finally pierce their armor. Soldiers cheer, but the victory is short-lived. The Queen absorbs fallen predator tech, her body glowing brighter as she becomes even stronger. With every step, she inches closer to nearby cities. The team fights through swarms of warriors, pushing deeper into hostile ground to reach the Queen's weak points. The captured soldier, still shaken, proves vital by recognizing her patterns of movement. Explosions blanket the canyon, smoke fills the air, and cries echo through the battlefield. The world watches live broadcasts, terrified as America faces the most advanced hunters in the universe. The final stand is approaching. The Queen advances toward major American cities, leaving destruction in her path. Highways crumble, forests ignite, and skyscraper windows explode from the shockwaves of her roars. With time running out, the military enacts its last, desperate plan: lure her into the deepest part of the Badlands, where an old nuclear shaft lies forgotten. The elite team races ahead, firing at her to provoke pursuit. She charges after them, furious and unstoppable, crushing boulders under her weight. The team descends into the shaft, planting charges along its walls while dodging plasma blasts raining from above. One soldier stays behind to manually trigger the final detonator, sacrificing himself to ensure the plan succeeds. As the Queen crawls into the shaft, shrieking with rage, the explosion erupts an enormous blast that lights the sky like a second sun. The ground collapses, burying her beneath miles of rock and fire. Silence follows. Predators across America pause, their helmets flashing with signals from an unknown source. Then, one by one, they retreat to their ships and vanish into the sky. Humanity breathes again, but Dr. Harper receives a final encrypted message from a predator device: "We will return." And somewhere underground, something moves.